So those of you who've been following along with my full site build tutorials will notice that this is a completely different design than any of my other previous tutorials, and we'll get into why in a second. But a bunch of you have been asking me how I've been using AI with Etch, and so before we get started on anything else, I wanted to show you real quick how it's doing something. We'll come back to this. So we've got a blank page here, and I'm working with Claude Code, and I have a speech to text program so you can hear what I'm telling Claude Code, and we'll get something started, and then we'll follow the process to how we got here. So can you please create a new volunteer page? The design exists in the paper MCP, and the page itself already exists but is blank. Can you build that new page with Etch? And then we'll get it started and come back to it in a little. Okay, so here's the old site that I was building by hand mostly, but there's a lot of content. So I thought, well, maybe I can get Claude to move the content to the new site for me, and then I can build it from there. So I was working through the pages, and this was Claude's attempt to make some pages. Here's another page. It would do random things like this occasionally. There are a bunch more. I don't remember which pages exist here, but it was doing an alright job, and it was saving me a bunch of time. It's a little bit repetitive, as you can see, but just having it create the basic elements is a huge time saver. But then I came across Paper. I think last week they released their MCP. So Paper is a design tool that is web native. So unlike Figma and some of these other tools, Photoshop, that use their own proprietary formats, Paper works with HTML and CSS natively, and they just released their MCP so Claude Code could talk to it. So I started playing around with it. So this is literally called Paper Test because I was just testing it out, and things went so well it went right into a full site build in no time. So here's where I started. I just asked it, hey, can you build me a brand guidelines based on this site? And I gave it a URL, and this is what it came up with. And I was like, okay, that looks pretty nice. Let's try that with the site we're working on. So I gave it just the logo of the Food Line page and said, okay, can you make a duplicate copy of the brand guidelines and update the colors to use the colors from the logo of the Food Line. And if we need more colors, just fill in whatever colors you think would work. And this is what it gave me, with the exception of it had made these red and there wasn't enough contrast. So I was just like, hey, can you update the color of the numbers so there's more contrast? I'm not even going to tell you what color to use, just pick one. And it picked that one. And then I was like, okay, well, that was impressive. Let's try something else. I said, okay, here's the website I'm working on. And I gave it the URL of the Food Line. I said, go read this entire website, all the copy. Like, their current homepage doesn't really explain very well what they do. So I want you to rewrite the copy for the entire homepage. Then I want you to use the styles from the brand guideline. And then I gave it an image of a design that didn't use any of these colors, but I was basically like, hey, look at this design and find the components that are used in this design and use them in the page build. So write your own content, use the styles from the brand guidelines and the components from this other image that I'm giving you, and design a new page. And this is what it gave me. And I'm like, well, that already looks better than what I was working on, so let's try the About page. And it built this but without any images. So then I asked it to add an image to the header, and the image is here, and then because these had just been numbers, and then I asked it to move the numbers down here, add the images, and so it did. I'm like, okay, we'll keep going, and it kept going. So here's a new like component variation that it built. Once again, it didn't add images, so I told it specifically to add images, and I'd give it the URL. And it was writing the content as it went. So that's, I was impressed. So then I was like, okay, well, now let's see if Claude can use this to actually build the site with Etch. And yes, it can. Granted, working with Etch via Claude and the Etch API is tricky because the API isn't a public API, isn't documented, and isn't really intended for public use yet. It's being used by the Etch editor, but the Etch editor does a lot of checks before sending data to the API that, if you're bypassing the editor, don't happen. So I've run into a bunch of issues, everything from the API doesn't know the JSON structure of components, like when you copy and paste them from freebies or from another Etch site. All of that conversion happens in the editor, not via the API. Checks to make sure IDs are unique, things like that. So there's a bunch of gotchas when working with the Etch API. Okay, so we'll jump back in here real quick. As Claude's building things, it's telling us how it's doing, what it's learning, and I'll bring in this. This is the Chrome MCP, and it allows Etch, you can see it says Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. So Claude Code is checking its work right now in Chrome. So it says, the buttons are now styled correctly. Let me compare with design to check for remaining issues. So it obviously had trouble styling the button earlier, which I think it mentioned up here. Yeah, there's an automatic CSS rule targeting class button that's applying default button styling and overriding my custom class. So my process has been to ask it to build something, let it check its work. When it's done, I will typically ask it what it learned, because sometimes it thrashes around a little because it's working with an undocumented API, and so it looks like it's getting pretty close to being done. We'll move this back off screen and go back to our blank page. So it took 7 minutes to build, and we can refresh and see how it did. This is the same image that it keeps using because it knows where it is, but it lists the roles here. We can compare it to paper. Let's find volunteer. Okay, so here's the page it was trying to build. And here's the page it built. So yeah, pretty good. But I've spent a while getting it to fall in line. We can try it with a smaller screen size to see if it handles things nicely. And for the most part, it does. Let's see if we can. Well, I'll show you a couple things. We'll first go back to paper because, like I said, this image is not the image that we want. Let's go to the original. Well, let's go to our media library and see what we can find in here. Now you could do this on the old site as well, to pull in a different image, but I'm just going to try and do this a quick way. Now we are working on the volunteer page. That is actually a great image for the volunteer page, but we're using it elsewhere. So we'll use this image, and then we'll copy the URL, and then say, in the paper MCP on the volunteer page, please update the hero image to use this image instead. And we'll give it the URL, and then we'll go back to paper and we will look at this page. So it's going to try and find the page I'm referring to, and you can see this little it's working on this icon. Now it's found the section that it needs to find, and then we'll give it some time, and because paper doesn't like that I don't have a self-signed security, or that it's a self-signed security certificate on my local install, so I would have to actually set up a better security certificate. Since it's local, I'm not too worried about it. It found it on another file, and so it's going to use that. And that is the process that I've been using. So as I was going through it, I would ask it to design. I was running 2 Claude Code instances in separate terminals, and I would ask one to design the next page, and then I would ask the other one to build the page that was just designed. Now, I'm working on some tools to try to get, it's really struggling with that image. I'm just gonna hit escape and stop it from struggling. There we go. And let's ask it to, let's see if we can find another. I'm just gonna have it build another page while we talk for a few more minutes. Imagine a hypothetical food drive that is coming up for the food line. I'd like you to build a page for it. I'd like to follow the design conventions of the rest of the site, but I'd like you to take one section and make it unique, something that we haven't built on any of the other pages so far. Right, all the content, you can make up the dates and the details and all of that. This is just an exercise. And do this via the paper MCP, just in case it tried to design it on the website instead. Okay, so I was having it go through and do this, and as I was having it do this, it would run into issues, and I would try to track them down and fix it, and it's somewhat working, but I don't feel quite comfortable sharing a half-built thing. If you really want to try it, I'll tell you how I started. I took the entirety of the Etch plugin and I dropped it into the folder that I was using Claude Code, and then I asked Claude Code to read the plugin and determine how the API worked and to make notes so that we could use it in the future. And then anytime that I ran into issues, that it figured out something new, I would ask it to make a note of that. And eventually it got to be at least workable in some instances. I guess we could show paper as it's trying to design this page. So there you can see it came up with a header. We'll see if it leaves a it's got the colors curiously wrong, but maybe that's its uniqueness that it's trying to add. Now the unique section. So no, that wasn't the unique section. This is the unique section. So I'm not sure why it's got this color. We can ask it to change it in a minute. But yeah, so I would slowly add more and more documentation to help Claude Code avoid the issues coming from, not really coming from Etch, just the issues that I discovered while using an undocumented, unpublished, unready API. It's super powerful, it's super quick, and I think super useful. And so I'm excited to, hopefully in my next video, be able to share more details and more tools that can help you guys do this for yourselves. If you give this a try, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have any questions. If Claude Code learns something that you think is useful that I haven't covered here, I'd be fascinated to hear how it goes, to see what you're building. I don't think I got the bottom right. So here was its unique section right here, coming up with the goal and the percentage reached and all of that. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Give these a try if you want. Let me know how it goes, and we'll see you in the next one.